Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Recently, I have received quite a few emails and comments asking about Wudang. Well, I have already talked a lot about Wudang in my video titled Decoding Martial Proverbs number 10, Shaolin in the north, Wudang in the south. Link is in the description. In that video, I introduced the brief history of Wudang, the connection between Wudang and the internal styles, or lack thereof. I have especially debunked the claim that Xingyi is the Wudang style. I recommend you watch it if you haven't already. As most of you are aware, my main objective behind this lecture series is to systematically and comprehensively disseminate knowledge about the internal styles. The internal styles, like any other traditional practice, were created under the influence of certain social, economic, and cultural backgrounds. In order to fully understand any such practice, you have to take different factors into consideration. For example, when learning about a term used in martial art or any other field for that matter, you should know not only the contemporary meaning of the term, but also understand the original meaning of the context of that term to get the complete picture and avoid unnecessary confusion. Consider martial proverbs, for instance. Not only people outside of China, but even those who were born and raised in China, often misinterpret many martial proverbs. This occurs mainly due to a misunderstanding or gaps in the understanding of the context surrounding any proverb. I really hope this lecture series will dispel any doubts, misunderstandings, or false ideas you may believe in for whatever reason. Today, I will introduce Kaihe, or opening and closing, an advanced topic in internal martial art practice. By the way, I have a prior video titled Internal Style Concepts 13, Kai Kwa, Kai Jian, Kai Lei, or opening hips, shoulders, and rib cage. I highly recommend you watch it first if you haven't already, and then come back to this very video. Link is in the description. In that video, I have emphasized that term Kai or opening. However, the term Kai used in that video is not the same as the Kai in Kaihe, which we will be talking about today, even though they seem identical at first glance. Same character with similar but not exactly the same meaning in martial art theory. So, topics covered in today's video include: first, meaning and origin of Kaihe. Second, two categories of Kaihe. Third, Kaihe in the internal styles. Fourth, three important principles of Kaihe. Fifth, demonstration. Sixth, correction of students' practice. And seventh, takeaways. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Topic 1. Meaning and origin of Kaihe. Kaihe consists of two characters, Kai or opening and He or closing. Basically, any martial movement involving inward and outward motion can be considered Kaihe. Kai means opening, extending, or expanding, and He means closing, contracting, or relaxing. However, as you watch the video, you will gradually realize that Kaihe is not the mere physical opening and closing movement in martial practice, and that there's the deeper meaning to it. Most of you are already aware of the fact that a lot of the terminologies in the internal styles is rooted in Taoism, and Kai-He is no exception. Kai-He was first used in Xiu Dao practice. For example, in the book titled 性命归止, or Principle of Life and Nature, there is the poem cited by the author that explains Kai-He in Xiu Dao practice. By the way, I have briefly mentioned this book in prior videos. I believe this book is one of the most important Xiu Dao document ever written. Unfortunately, there is no English edition yet, since it is a gargantuan task to translate it from Old Chinese to English, owing to not only the linguistic complexity, but more importantly to the fact that this book is full of Xiu Dao jargon, and literally translation without contextual interpretation will not provide any benefit to readers. The poem is about Xiu Dao practice. It says, quote, 老子明开众妙门，一开一合应乾坤，止于往向无形处，有个长生不死根。 It can be translated as Lao Tzu expresses the method of myriad practice. It is about opening and closing according to the universe. It stays at the formless place, which is the source of longevity and immortality. So, this practice poem says that the energy practice is based on the opening and the closing approach. Bear in mind that the term opening and closing used in this poem doesn't imply anything about physical movement. Rather, the poem talks about the movement of energy, which will be elaborated later in this video. By the way, like I mentioned earlier, the author of this book cited this poem from another book. So, what is that other book? Well, the name of that book is the Dao Shu, edited by Zheng Zhao during the reign of the Song Dynasty about 950 years ago. There are 108 chapters in this book covered different Xiu Dao practice. This tells us the term Kai-He has been used in Xiu Dao practice for at least 950 years, if not more. In Qigong practice, there exists a very popular concept, Shengjiang Kai-He, to describe the movement of energy in the body. Shengjiang Kai-He is simply an extension of Kai-He in Xiu Dao practice. Sheng means rising, Jiang means sinking, Kai means expanding, and He means contracting, which is the typical term used to describe the general nature of energy flow. Over the years, I have researched many ancient martial art documents in order to determine the first book that mentioned Kai-He in the context of martial arts. To the best of my knowledge, Kai-He was first mentioned by Li Yiyu, a great Tai Chi master, nephew of Wu Yuxiang, the founder of Wu Hao style Tai Chi. Li Yiyu wrote an article titled 论虚实开合图, discussion of unsubstantial, substantial, opening and closing of Tai Chi. This diagram is from his book. Of course, other Tai Chi masters such as Chen Xin, Yang Chengfu, and many others have talked about 开合 in their document too. I will briefly introduce this in topic 3. By the way, the principle behind the 开合 is fundamental to most martial arts, if not all. As a result, many people have used different terms to express the same concept. For example, Wang Zongyue, one of the earliest Tai Chi scholars, used the term 分合 or separating and closing in his article to talk about Tai Chi. Quote, 太极者，无极而生，阴阳之母也，动之则分，静之则合。Which can be translated to, Tai Chi is generated by Wu Ji, which is the creator of yin and yang. It separates when moving and closes when returned to stasis. 分合 may have meant the same as 开合 in the early days of Tai Chi. However, 开合 has an even deeper meaning in guiding internal practice, which is why I will only focus on 开合 in this video. So, is 开合 a monolith, or are there different categories of 开合? That brings to the next topic. Topic 2. Categories of 开合. Appropriate categorization can break down complicated topics into easier to digest pieces. With that approach in mind, I have split the entity of 开合 practice into 2 categories: 外开合 or external 开合 and 内开合 or internal 开合. Now, let me define each of them. First, external 开合 is simply the martial movement which includes forward, backward, upward, and downward movements. Any forward and upward movement is considered 开, while inward and downward movement is considered 合. Second, internal 开合 is the internal power movement, a result of internal practice or 内功, often also called 丹田内练 or 丹田 practice. I cannot emphasize enough that the internal style may focus more on the internal 开合. However, external 开合 is still an important fundamental aspect because it is the means to express and execute internal 开合 in self-defense situations. Also, recall what I mentioned in the monthly Q&A number 9 video. Qigong practice can indirectly help internal 开合, but cannot replace the martial internal 开合. Internal 开合 involves internal energy, but cultivating internal energy through Qigong alone will not have any martial impact on your opponent in a self-defense situation. I have explained this concept in one of my recent videos titled Internal Style Concept number 22, 外功内用. Link is in the description. Now that you know how 开合 is classified, it's now time to find out how each internal style utilizes 开合. That brings us to the next topic. Topic number 3. 开合 in internal styles. 开合 is common to all the 3 internal styles. However, in terms of theoretical development, Tai Chi emphasizes 开合 the most. In addition to Li Yiyu's first mention of 开合, I'd like to quote some other important teachings left by Chen Xin and Yang Chengfu to explain 开合. Chen Xin said, 一开一合，全数尽矣. Or 开合 is the ultimate practice of martial art. He also said, 以武本身之元气，运于武身，其屈伸往来，收放擒纵，不过一开一合，与一虚一实焉已耳. Or apply the primordial energy that originates inside the body to the whole body by working on expanding, contracting, forward and backward movements. All of these practices effectively apply opening and closing, substantial and insubstantial motion. Yang Shengfu not only emphasized the importance of Kaihe, but more importantly, he integrated Kaihe together with the mind. He also said, quote, 所谓开合，不但手足开，心意欲与之俱开。所谓合者，不但手足合，心意亦与之俱合。Oh, as for Kai, not only are the hands and the feet opening, but the mind is opening out the energy as well. As for He, not only the hands and the feet closing, but the mind is closing in the energy as well. So, Yang Shengfu's teaching can be considered a guiding principle for applying Kaihe in Tai Chi practice. Now, let's talk about Kaihe in Xingyi. Even though the term Kaihe is not as prevalent in Xingyi as in Tai Chi, it has often been mentioned in Xingyi documents, including those authored by Li Luoneng, the founder of Xingyi, Guo Yunshen, one of the most important figures in Xingyi history, as well as many later practitioners. Especially Guo Yunshen's conceptualization of the three levels of energy, or 明镜、暗镜、化镜, is an invaluable outcome of the application of Kaihe. If you are not familiar with the name Guo Yunshen, please watch my video titled Learning and Evolving from Past Practitioners number 3, Guo Yunshen. Link is in the description. By the way, Xingyi emphasizes more on 树展, a term similar to Kaihe, but nonetheless, Kaihe, especially the internal Kaihe, is emphasized by all of the branches of Xingyi. Finally, how about Bagua? Even though Kaihe has not been explicitly mentioned in any of the canonical Bagua documents, the practice of Kaihe very much exists in Bagua. For example, it is easy to notice that almost every movement in Bagua involves the physical Kaihe, but at the same time, you have to know that physical Kaihe should be directed and coordinated with internal Kaihe, or else Bagua won't be considered an internal style. I will demonstrate it in the demonstration section. In summary, Kaihe, especially internal Kaihe, is the key aspect of all three internal styles of martial arts. External Kaihe alone will not provide sufficient real-world benefits. You absolutely need internal Kaihe for effective self-defense. At the same time, external Kaihe lays the foundation for internal Kaihe practice. So you need both external and internal Kaihe. Topic 4. Important principles of Kaihe. Kaihe consists of many aspects, and explaining them all is beyond the scope of today's introductory video. In the interest of time, I will limit the discussion to 3 of the most important principles. I will gladly follow up with more related content in future videos. First, Kaihe goes beyond mere physical movement. That is the most important principle. Bear in mind that Kaihe is not merely the external movement, but more importantly, Kaihe includes the internal motion, including intent, focus, and energy flow, among other factors. If you only consider Kaihe to be the physical opening and closing movement of your arms and legs, you will miss the most important aspect of Kaihe. If you are a teacher, you should be able to observe your students' internal Kaihe. Don't forget the proverb 内功外用 that I introduced in a prior video. Since any internal practice is eventually applied externally, it should be observable. If you are an advanced practitioner, you should try to focus on feeling the movement of your internal energy during practice. With time, you will experience the benefit of Kaihe. Remember, Kaihe is not merely physical, it is also energetic. 2. 开中有和，和中有开. This translates to 开 motion leads to 和 motion. 和 motion leads to 开 motion. Energy flow is not a linear motion. Instead, it's the multi-dimensional motion. So, in any martial practice, especially when you focus on the internal aspect of a practice, you should always try to balance Kai and He. Balancing Kai and He is a further advanced topic, which I will talk about it in the future. 3. Start with the external. Proceed to the internal. Eventually merge external and internal to a unified Kaihe. This principle is used to guide you to achieve the ideal result in practice. If you are a beginner, you should focus your attention on external Kaihe. At this stage, you will not be able to experience or feel the internal energy flow during practice, and that's not a problem. But it is important you ensure correct and precise physical coordination. With time, you will naturally reach the next level, which is the internal Kaihe stage. At the internal Kaihe stage, you should continue to be mindful of your prior external Kaihe practice. Please do not forget that you are practicing martial art, not 修道 or qigong. So, any internal practice should be applied externally with physical impact, or you are not working on martial art. If you prefer so, that's fine too. Finally, the end goal is to merge internal and external Kaihe into a comprehensive or unified Kaihe. This is an advanced level of practice. At this stage, it is hard to isolate the internal and external Kaihe, since these two aspects have been seamlessly integrated. In the interest of time, I will limit this discussion up to this point. You already have enough material to work with for now, so please continue practicing and I will provide more information in the near future. I hope these 3 principles can help you understand and get started with the basic practice of Kaihe. Topic 5. Demonstration. Today, I'd like to demonstrate a Bagua exercise to express the Kaihe practice. It is comparatively easier to identify the external Kaihe, but takes some experience to observe the internal Kaihe. So please pay attention to the movement. Hello, I'd like to demonstrate Kaihe practice in simple Bagua walking. So please pay attention to the opening closing motion of the chest and other part of the body. Okay, so for example, we start from here, make circle, then open, close, then open, close, then open and close, open and. Topic 6. Correction of student practice. Hello, today I'd like to ask my students to demonstrate a movement, and then I correct his practice. Okay, so I let him do that first. So maybe we practice this movement. Focus on the 开合 practice. Yes. So do this slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, pretty good. So now let me correct your movement. So you can start from here, from this posture, Yes, just from here. Yeah, keep the posture. Yes. First of all, look at the camera, look forward, not camera, look at the place where you will, we say what the opponent is. And to have this posture correct, knee should extend a little bit more. Second, the toe slightly hook upward a little bit, inward, upward. And the third thing is the finger have a little bit strength. In that finger have strength, push at the shoulder place. And then here have some strength here, this place. So 1. Then shift the weight, then the first part. 1, extend. Okay, so we call here is the 开 movement, but it's the 合 force inside. We are talking about external 开合 first. So here should be a little bit forward. Here is the 合 feeling. And round the back, chest curve in a little bit. Shoulders sink down. Also, when you come back from here, yeah, then when you extend the right arm, should from the shoulder, elbow, arm, then extend. So like 1. Yes, very good. Now next movement, 合 movement. So here, inhale. Very often people pay attention in 开 motion, but they just when you do the 合 motion, they start to lost this kind of focus. So what do? You should intentionally put the 合 motion here. So 合 motion here has strength, but finger become relaxed. Then now 开 motion again before slightly go to the neutral. Then 开 motion. 开 motion upward here, little bit upward. Yes. When we finish here, then here bend a little bit, like this motion. Yes. So, yes, very good. And then shoulder sink down. Then here bend a little bit, have more strength at this area. So here. Now, 合 motion. Inhale. Then 开 motion. 开 motion, yes, this one should, again, from the 合 again, from here. 合 lead by here. Then both arms move together. Then 开 motion, downward. Then upward. Then same time, right, now move again. 1, continue, open. Then move to the center line. Yes. Then move to the center line. Yes. Then do not make too much, just relax here. Silk reeling feeling, yes. Relax a bit. Then nice part inward. 合 motion. Then shoulder 合 also. Then 开 motion. Right. Very good. Thank you. So that's the correction of the movement. There's a lot of detail inside, but just take your time, then you will improve your practice. Thank you. Topic 7. Takeaways. First, 开合. Like many other concepts in martial internal styles, originated in Xiu-Dao and was later adopted by internal style practitioners to explain martial concepts. Second, 开合 can be divided into 2 broad categories, external 开合 and internal 开合. External 开合 involves the visible physical martial movement, while internal 开合 involves the movement of internal power, which result from 内功 or dantian practice. 3. 开合 practice can be noticed in all 3 internal styles, but is most prevalent in Tai Chi. 4. 3 of the most important principles of 开合 are: A. 开合 is beyond mere physical movement. B. 开 motion is in 合 motion. 合 motion is in 开 motion. C. Start with external 开合, proceed to internal 开合, eventually merging both into unified 开合. That brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. See you next time and enjoy your practice.